Hello and welcome back to Real English with Real Teachers. On this channel, we try to bring you English from the real world. Out on the street. Down the pub.
Today, we are going to the pub.
Don't watch that video, it's terrible. In an English family home.
It's not funny at all.
And today's video is no exception. I'm going to show you one of my favourite British television programmes of all time. We're going to find lots of idiomatic expressions.
I just think his head is in the clouds.
Regional accents.
It would have been nice if you'd have told us at the time.
And lots of drama.
Steve,
what we paid you was far too much.
Steve, I regret you feel
Stop,
that way.
let me
but
finish. I'll let you finish.
You are going to love it.
You're watching
Real English
with
Real Teachers.
Real Teachers.
Before we jump into my favourite reality TV show, I want to give you something. Because it is the season for giving. So I'm going to give away 2 English lessons to you guys. And the first lesson is going to go to the person who can correctly guess my 2 favourite Christmas tree decorations. So here is my Christmas tree. You need to tell me which 2 decorations are my favourites. Now you have to get the combination right here. You can't guess 8 decorations and include 2 of the correct ones. You have to get the correct 2. And you only get 1 guess. So which do you think it is? I'll give you a clue. It's not a red bauble. It is not a red bauble. The second class will go to the person who can correctly name my Christmas presents.
This is the first one. The third one.
My dad made this. Great, isn't it? This one's from Spain. Thank you, Christina. So there you go. The first class goes to the person who can name my top 2 Christmas decorations, and the second class goes to the first person who can correctly name all of my lovely Christmas presents. Good luck. One more thing I would like to give away is our free ebook on how to use idiomatic expressions in the IELTS exam and in the real world. So just click the link in the description box which says free ebook, and you can get your hands on an ebook and audiobook that was lovingly written by Charlie and me. So, 4 in a Bed is a British reality TV show. The show involves 4 sets or couples of B&B owners who take it in turns to stay in each other's B&Bs. After each stay, the guests, or the B&B owners, fill in a feedback form to leave comments on the cleanliness of the hotel, how good the facilities were, how nice the breakfast was, and how well they slept. They also make a payment for the room and give the amount that they think their room was worth. The amount they pay for the room isn't revealed until the final day of the competition, when all of the contestants meet up to confront each other about the feedback they receive and find out which B&B was the best value for money. So the episode we're going to be watching today involves 4 sets of B&B owners from different areas of the UK. Some are from the north, some are from the south. And we are joining them on the final day of the competition when everyone comes together to discuss the feedback and the amount that people paid for their rooms.
Wow, this is sumptuous, isn't it?
It is.
Okay, so this nice lady has described the room as sumptuous. Sumptuous. And this is a lovely word, really nice word. This means that something is impressive in a way that seems expensive. So she's taken one look at the room and her first impression was it was sumptuous. Oh, yeah, they've spent a lot of money here.
The room was completely in your face.
And then she goes on to say that it was completely in your face. If something is in your face, it means it is shocking. It's really shocking and maybe a little bit annoying and offensive. So it's a bit of a negative word. If something is in your face, it's a bit too much. She then said it's
Lovely, but really striking.
and the word striking, that means that it really captures your attention.
Wow, I think the hotel needs a little TLC. I think it's been neglected.
If something is neglected, it means it hasn't received the care that it needed. I also really like the word TLC that he uses.
Wow, I think the hotel needs a little TLC.
TLC means tender loving care. So it just means it needs a bit more attention, it needs a bit more care.
How were the facilities at the Hotel Commodore? You scored as a 7.
It's such a nice, such a grand building, and just with a bit of TLC, you could really restore it to its former glory.
With a little TLC, this grand building, this big, impressive building, could easily be restored to its former glory. I really like the way he said that.
The thing that was most noticeable for me is you had a really nice little cupboard area where you could put your slippers and your bathrobes, and there was a curtain covering it, and as soon as I moved it, the whole thing just fell on top of me.
So Adam is not very happy because the curtain pole fell on top of him.
I put that curtain pole up.
Oh, that explains.
Andrea then said that she was the one that put this curtain pole up. She put it up. And then he said, oh, that explains it.
I put that curtain pole up.
Oh, that explains.
And I'll tell you why. I've got this little drill, a little screw, and it ran out of battery, and I meant to go and get a new one, and I totally forgot.
So you'll notice that her accent's a bit different to the rest of the people on the show and to mine. She's from somewhere up north, I think somewhere near Manchester. So her vowels are a little bit different, and it might be quite tricky to understand.
I've got this little drill, a little screw, and it ran out of battery, and I meant to go and get a new one, and I totally forgot.
One of those things that I thought I really should make you folks aware of, just a bit of extra care.
This guy's really polite. I like the way that he says things. I just thought I should make you aware of it. You know, this is a very polite way of saying you should sort this out. But he says it in a very indirect way.
One of those things that I thought I really should make you folks aware of, just a bit of extra care.
Folks is another way of saying people, or you guys. It's friendly.
Things that I thought I really should make you folks aware of, just a bit of extra care.
But it would have been nice if you'd have told us at the time, because I would have, obviously something like that, I would have liked to have fixed it there and then.
I would have hoped that Andrea and Rowan took that point of the pole falling down a bit more seriously. They were a bit dismissive, really.
Okay, so Adam feels that they were quite dismissive of his comment.
They were a bit dismissive, really.
They didn't really take his comment seriously. They didn't really think it was worth consideration. And Andrea used a nice third conditional.
But it would have been nice if you'd have told us at the time, because I would have, obviously something like that, I would have liked to have fixed it there and then.
It would have been nice if you'd have told us at the time, because she would have fixed it there and then. There and then means in that moment. Now this third conditional is a bit irregular. If you look in your grammar books, it probably doesn't teach you to make a third conditional like this.
But it would have been nice if you'd have told us at the time, because I would have, obviously something like that, I would have liked to have fixed it there and then.
The correct way is by using the past perfect in the if clause. It would have been nice if you had told us at the time. But Andrea has used the third conditional in a way that many native speakers from England do.
But it's the cash that can't be shaky. Starting with Karen and Steve's room, costing £99.
99, you paid in full. Thank you very much.
You're more than welcome. We enjoyed our stay. Fair rate for a good room.
Next, Christine and Terry's £79 stay.
60, 70, 79. You paid us in full. Thank you very much.
It's a great pleasure, and it was lovely to be there.
Whoa! This woman takes politeness to the next level. It's a great pleasure, and it was lovely to be there. This is so nice.
It's a great pleasure, and it was lovely to be there.
Finally, Adam's room, again at £79.
60, 74. Is an underpayment of £5. Do you think that's justified?
Yes, I do, Andrea. The small underpayment is because of the curtain pole falling on me.
In the real world, Adam, if you'd have picked up the telephone and called to reception dial 0, someone would have fixed that immediately.
Oh, so Andrea has not taken this well at all. In the real world, Adam, if you'd picked up the telephone, somebody would have fixed it immediately. So again, a nice third conditional, and I like the way she's used the real world, suggesting that Adam is living in some kind of fantasy world.
In the real world, Adam, if you'd have picked up the telephone and called to reception dial 0, someone would have fixed that immediately.
I thought it was quite a serious issue, really, and it normally should have been £10 underpayment for something as significant as that.
Adam's comment, he would have taken £10 off? I nearly flew across the table and nutted him.
Now this is quite aggressive. She said she nearly flew across the table and nutted him. So nearly jumped across the table and headbutted him. That's what it means. To nut someone is to hit someone with your head. That is incredibly aggressive, Andrea.
I nearly flew across the table and nutted him.
I think it's a tactical payment, Adam, because your scores don't reflect the underpayment.
I think you're making a bigger deal, a big drama out of it.
Oh, there's a lot of drama going on here. I'm going to have a panic attack. Let's take a wee break to talk about today's sponsor. Cambly is a mobile app for English learners like you. And this app allows you to connect with native English-speaking teachers from all over the world within just 5 seconds. It's bonkers. And here are 3 reasons why we love to recommend Cambly to our students. Number 1. On Cambly, you can find teachers who speak your language. So when I first gave Cambly a go, I went on there and I pretended to be Spanish. So I chose an English teacher who knew Spanish. So every time she gave me a new word, she would translate it into Spanish, which was really, really handy. Number 2, on Cambly you have access to a wide range of courses which allow you to prepare for exams, job interviews, travel, or any other needs you may have. And number 3, probably one of my favorite things about the app is that every single lesson that you take is recorded. So if you think Cambly could help you to progress further with your English speaking skills, give them a go. And you can find their links down in the description box. Make sure you use our discount code REALTEACHERS10 to get up to 32% discount on their subscriptions. Cambly have also said that the first person to correct the grammar in this sentence will win 3 months of Cambly credits. So all you've got to do is find the grammar mistakes in this sentence and correct them and write the sentence into the comments of this video. Good luck with that, and let's get back to 4 in a bed.
Next to cast off is hospitality newbie Adam Salim.
Well, it's my turn next.
When the rivals retreated to Hale Barnes House in Greater Manchester,
Hi, Christine. Please come on in.
Thank you.
Christine and Terry were immediately spirited away.
It's got an air of calmness about it already.
It has indeed.
Just what we could do with.
So this lovely lady says that the room has an air of calmness about it. It's a very calm environment to sleep in. She said that this calmness is just what they could do with.
Just what we could do with.
This is a great expression, and we say this when it's something that we need, or it's something that would serve us, something that would be good for us. So maybe they've been a bit stressed recently and they could do with a nice calm place to stay.
It has indeed.
Just what we could do with.
Look at all this tea. I wouldn't put quite so much out. There was over £100 worth of stock there. It was just excessive.
Lots of tea, but nowhere to pee.
This is such a grand room, but you'd put a bathroom on it, wouldn't you?
So Andrew is clearly not a fan of this room. She thinks it's such a grand, big space, but it's lacking a bathroom.
This is such a grand room, but you'd put a bathroom on it, wouldn't you?
You'd put a bathroom in it, wouldn't you? You'd put a bathroom in it, wouldn't you?
Go with a 5.
It's grossly overpriced. I can't see from anything in that room, not even a bathroom or toilet. How does he arrive at that rate?
I found a part of the carpet missing, and for the price you're paying, it's not the finished article, is it?
No.
So this guy describes the room as not the finished article. If something is not the finished article, it means it's incomplete. It's not ready for use.
The price you're paying is not the finished article, is it?
No. We would expect sheer indulgence at that price.
How were the facilities? I've only got a 4 there, which is disappointing. I think a 4 was a little bit nitpicky, and I thought it was a bit harsh, so it's something I'm keen to take up with them.
Adam thought Steve and Karen's score of 4 was a bit harsh, unfair, and that their comments were nitpicky. Now, nitpicky is a very commonly used word in this show, and it comes from the verb to nitpick, which means to pay too much attention to the minor details, to the small details.
I think a 4 was a little bit nitpicky, and I thought it was a bit harsh, so it's something I'm keen to take up with them.
Now across the table, Adam takes up the carpet issue.
How were the facilities at Hale Barnes House? Only a 4 out of 10. Chunk out of carpet.
When you pay for a room, the carpet should fit.
When you pay for a room, the carpet should fit. So here we have another accent. Steve is a Londoner, probably from the East End of London, and he sounds a bit Cockney.
When you pay for a room, the carpet should fit.
I thought they were a bit nitpicky. The only thing they seemed to focus upon was a small little strip at the end of the carpet that had been missing, and that was their main focus for them. That was a bit disappointing, really.
Finally, Andrea and Rowan's room at £209.
80, 90. That's underpayment of £119.
Oh, that is a massive underpayment.
Obviously, a little shocked with the amount of the underpayment itself. I didn't expect it to be so significant. Would you mind explaining that?
Again, very polite. Would you mind explaining that?
Would you mind explaining that?
Adam, your room's vastly overpriced, and without a facility en suite, you look at our pricing structure with a bathroom, and I can't justify anything more than £90, which is still quite a lot.
OK, folks, I'll have to disagree with your pricing. I think it's quite an insult, really. I think there's definitely some gameplay.
Gameplay. This is a key word in the show. Adam has accused them of gameplay here, and they use this word more than once.
I think there's definitely some gameplay. I'm really disappointed. I didn't expect this from you two.
Certainly not a gameplay, Adam. We stand 100% by our scoring of Adam.
To stand by your score means you continue to support it. You keep it. Again, this is a phrase that's commonly used in this show. People's feedback is often being questioned and called unfair, and people feel the need to say, no, I stand by my comments. I still feel this way about what I said.
We stand 100% by our scoring of Adam. I just think his head is in the clouds.
His head is in the clouds. She thinks that Adam is delusional. He is not living in the real world.
I just think his head is in the clouds.
Now let's go and have a look at Steve and Karen's property.
The bed frame shakes a little bit, and it's a little bit squeaky as well. Seems like a very cheap carpet. Everything about this place is very budgety.
He said the bed was shaky. Everything seemed cheap and budgety. Budgety is a great word, and it means that the quality of things is not great. Things were bought on a budget.
How were the facilities at the Arding Inn? You marked as a 4. The room reminds me of student accommodation, very small and basic. Can you explain that?
Being a student not so long ago, it reminded me of my student days. The metal bed frame was a little shaky. The quality of the carpet, the room was quite small, and it's for those reasons that I found the room to be quite basic.
I think the wording that's down here is an insult to Karen and myself.
There's no way he's far from being a student accommodation. That's so out of order.
So Andrea does not agree with Adam's comments here and describes his comments as out of order. Out of order. This is a great expression, and it means unfair, very unfair.
So out of order.
I judged it professionally, I gave them constructive feedback, and I stand by my comments to Steve and Karen.
But Adam stands by his comments. Now let's see how much Adam paid for the room.
Finally, Adam's stay at £80.
Adam has given us 20, 40, £50.
That's a £30 underpayment.
Can you explain yourself, Adam?
Yes, of course, Steve. It's no reflection upon either yourself and Karen as hosts. It was a type of accommodation, perhaps for a local labourer, whereas in my profession I need something a bit more elaborate. I need somewhere where I can be a bit more comfortable.
So Adam has said that this accommodation would be more appropriate for perhaps a labourer rather than a professional such as himself. He needs somewhere a bit more elaborate, a bit more special, a bit more comfortable.
Your accommodation that we found out
Yes.
is exactly the same as mine.
It's not. No, I'm sorry, it's chalk and cheese. You can't compare apples with pears. Excuse me.
So Steve thinks the quality of his room is equal to the room that he stayed in at Adam's place. To which Adam said, whoa, 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 chalk and cheese, you can't compare apples with pears.
No, I'm sorry, it's chalk and cheese. You can't compare apples with pears. Excuse me.
He meant that his room and Steve's room are incomparable. They cannot be compared. And then Adam says, we'll have to agree to disagree, which is a nice way of just trying to avoid an argument.
No, I'm sorry, it's chalk and cheese. You can't compare apples with pears. Excuse me.
Sorry,
I have to agree to disagree with you here,
Adam,
Steve.
I'm not
it's so different.
I'm not
Steve, it's so different.
I think
the toiletries are different, the shower is different. Steve,
what we paid you was far too much.
Steve, I regret you feel
Stop,
that way.
let me
but I
finish.
also
I'll let
need
you
better
finish. I'll let
facilities.
you finish, didn't I? You cannot justify that payment. Your accommodation is not fit for a dog.
So Steve and Karen are so outraged by this underpayment that they've left the room. And upon leaving the room, Steve said,
Your accommodation is not fit for a dog.
your accommodation is not fit for a dog. If something is not fit for somebody or something, it means it is not good enough for somebody or something. And dogs don't really have very high standards, so describing Adam's room as
not fit for a dog
is incredibly insulting. Okay, so Steve and Karen are very unhappy. They have left the premises. But Steve is not finished. He's got one more thing to say to Adam.
Is that the 50 quid? Stick it.
Oh, stick it. Oh, no. This is fairly aggressive, and this means shove it, put your money up your bottom. We can also say, stick it where the sun don't shine. I told you there was going to be drama, didn't I? I promised. So there you go. I hope you have enjoyed today's video. I hope you have learned some real English. And I hope that this inspires you to watch some English reality TV. I would say this is one of the best ways to pick up native English expressions and accustom yourself to these different regional accents in the UK. Good luck if you've participated in the free giveaways. Make sure you download our free audiobook. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and see you again soon for another video on Real English with Real Teachers. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.